Hello and welcome to my video on disease transmission in the great ape species orangutans and chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are found in sub-Saharan Africa, predominantly in the Congo jungle, whereas orangutans are found in the rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra. Both species are considered endangered by the IUCN, the world's leading authority on the conservation status of species. The main threats to these species are deforestation, habitat encroachment, which leads to increase in human-animal conflict, humans hunting for sport, medicine and other reasons, and of course, disease. Both species are susceptible to diseases such as Ebola, tuberculosis, and influenza. Some of these diseases can be spread from humans to other apes, which causes a serious concern for conservation. There are a number of factors which have an effect on how a disease passes through a population. These are infectiousness of disease, social organisation, transmission, and recovery time. Some of these infections can be fatal, with the simulated death rate being between 3 and 17% in chimpanzee populations. Understanding transmission and susceptibility is crucial in conservation. The social structure of a species could have a major impact on how a disease is spread. Chimpanzees are very social, whereas orangutans are solitary. The aims of this study were to determine the susceptibility of orangutans and chimpanzees to the spread of diseases, to see if social network topology has an impact on disease spread, and to compare the results between the two species to highlight the impact of gregariousness, or how social an animal is, on the threat of disease. So, how did they do it? They used association data, which is how often individuals met, collected from one chimpanzee and one orangutan population. Individuals in the simulation were either susceptible or not infected, infected or recovered, which meant either dead or recovered from the disease. The simulation was run 10,000 times for each time the disease parameters changed. The simulation would only stop when the disease stopped spreading. So patient 0 here would infect his pal, who would then go on to spread the disease to the rest of his friends, and the simulation would stop when this had stopped spreading. So what did they find for the orangutans? They found that disease did not spread extensively, and that association data was largely irrelevant for predicting the number of individuals infected. And what did they find for chimpanzees? That they were more vulnerable to the disease than orangutans, and highly infectious diseases could spread to all members of the network. Also, they were especially vulnerable to diseases with high transmission. So, what's the take-home message of this study? Chimpanzees are far more vulnerable to disease epidemics than orangutans. And the topology of the association network was important for chimpanzees, but not orangutans. These results are important for conservation in the way of controlling disease. So some further implications of this study is that it can tell us how culture information is passed within a population of great apes. And to conclude, orangutans are at low risk of suffering epidemics, whereas in chimpanzees disease represents a major threat. This study highlights how disease is a serious factor to consider in conservation, especially for chimpanzees. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.